Gratitude has a way of changing the atmosphere, not just around you, but inside you. It softens your heart, lifts your spirit, and helps you see God's fingerprints even in the middle of hard days. But let's be real, it's not always easy to be thankful in all circumstances. Some days it feels like there's nothing to be grateful for. And that's why this verse is so powerful, because it calls us to a deeper kind of gratitude. Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus. Gratitude isn't about pretending everything is perfect. It's about trusting that God is still good. When you choose to thank Him in every circumstance, you're not ignoring your struggle, you're inviting His presence into it. There's a difference between giving thanks for all things and giving thanks in all things. Paul didn't say to thank God for pain, the loss, or the heartbreak, but to thank Him in it. Because even when life feels out of control, God is still faithful, still working, and still worthy of praise. Gratitude in hard seasons isn't denial, it's defiance. It's looking your situation in the eye and saying, you might be difficult, but you don't define my joy. It's choosing to believe that God's goodness hasn't disappeared just because life got messy. When you practice gratitude, you shift your focus. Instead of staring at what's missing, you start seeing what's already there. The breath in your lungs, people who care, mercy that meets you every morning, grace that hasn't run out. Those aren't small things, those are miracles. Thankfulness is one of those most powerful forms of worship because it realigns your heart with truth. It reminds you that God hasn't left, even when you can't feel him. And when you start to thank him in the middle of your battles, you start to experience peace in the middle of your chaos. Maybe you're walking through a season right now that doesn't make sense, where the blessings don't feel obvious and the prayers seem unanswered. That's when gratitude becomes an act of faith. Because gratitude says, God, I still trust you, even here. It says, I may not see how this ends, but I believe you're still good. You don't have to fake happiness. You just have to stay faithful. And gratitude is one of the simplest, most powerful ways to do that. So today, slow down, take inventory of what God's done, not just what you wish He'd do. Thank Him for His presence, His patience, and His promises, because those never change. Gratitude won't always change your circumstances, but it will change your perspective. And when your perspective changes, peace follows. A thankful heart sees God everywhere, even in the waiting, even in the struggle. So, whatever the season is that you're going through, find something, even one thing, to thank Him for today. Because gratitude invites God's presence, and His presence changes everything. If this message encouraged you, take a second to like, share, and subscribe. And if you're in a season where thankfulness feels hard, drop a comment. I'd love to pray with you that God would open your eyes to see His goodness in every circumstance.